It's your man JayGravesReport, and welcome to the College Football Weekly Wrap-Up, Week 5. Y'all know how we get it in, so let's get it in. Wrapping up the top 5 ball games of the weekend, so let's get right to it. We got number 1, Florida State goes to Raleigh to play the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Now, here's the deal. Famous Jameis comes back for this ball game after being suspended for being duh in the Union a couple weeks ago. Now, he comes back into this ball game. North Carolina State jumps all over these boys. Got them down 17 points. Now, I can't understand what's going on with Florida State. Florida State has struggled 3 weeks in a row. They struggled opening day with Oklahoma State. They struggled with Clemson last week with Doug. Jameis Winston was out of the game. Then they struggled again against North Carolina State. Now, here's the deal. They put up 531 yards of total offense, but the defense gave up 520. Now, famous Jameis finally goes to work in this ball game in the second half. He ends up with 365 yards, 4 touchdowns, but he gave the rock up 3 times, threw 2 interceptions, and coughed it up 1 time. Now, at least this Dunn put his uniform on when he was supposed to put it on. That Dunn last week got dressed, fully dressed, put a jock on and everything, bruh. Went out there, started warming up, and wasn't supposed to be playing. So at least he showed up this weekend, played, got out of there alive, even though they was dumb and the defense was horrible. At least they won the ball game. Let's move on to the next ball game. We got Arkansas goes down to Dallas to play number 6 Texas A&M. Now, Arkansas came into this ball game and went to work on A&M, bruh. Going into in the fourth quarter, they had them down 28-14. I mean, Brent Bielema got these boys rolling at least for about 3.5 quarters. Then the wheels fell off, bruh. Because my man Kenny Hill went to work in the fourth quarter. He hit Edward Poe for 86-yarder. When the Doug defensive back for Arkansas just fell apart, fell out there all on the ground, left him wide open. Then he hit Josh Reynolds for a 59-yarder with 2 minutes left to send it into overtime. They made quick work of these boys in overtime, won the ball game 35-28. Kenny Hill finished the game with 386 and 4 touchdowns, bro. This is the first time since 2001 Texas A&M has been 5-0. I tell you what, my man Kevin Sumlin is putting in work down there, bro. Hey, let's move on to the next ball game. Now, we got Mizzou. Oh, dumb Mizzou goes to number 13. South Kakalaki to go down to play at Williams-Brice Stadium. Now, here's the deal. Check this out. Stop believing in the polls, bruh, because these does in the Associated Press and in the media, everybody's on the SEC's tip and giving teams props for being in the SEC and not for being good. Like I keep telling you, it's about 4 teams consistently in the SEC that's carrying these boys. Alabama, LSU, Auburn, and Florida. The rest of these does is dubs. Now, here's the deal. We got Mizzou. Last week was being number 18. Showed up at the crib to play Indiana and got beat. Hold on to that thought. Now, then we had South Carolina started the season off at number 9. Got the brakes beat off of them by Kenny Hill and Texas A&M. Then they went all the way back to rank number 24. They show up in Georgia last week, beat Georgia. Then they jump all the way back to number 13. Then show up this weekend and get beat by old Doug Mizzou, the same Doug that lost to Indiana a week ago. Now, I'm just saying, bruh, don't believe in the hype. Don't believe in the polls because they going to put the SEC team in the top 25 just because they put their shoes on, bruh. Hey, if it's not one of the top 4 that I told you about just a second ago, disregard the doggone number that's standing by any of these guns in the SEC besides the top guns in the SEC. Let's move on to the next ball game. Now we got Tennessee goes down to Georgia to play the number 12 Georgia Bulldog, the Doug Marrick Georgia Bulldog. Now I'm gonna tell you like this. Georgia barely gets out of this game alive. I picked Tennessee to win this game because Tennessee was young. They got boys. Bush Jones got these boys rolling, got them believing in themselves. But no way was Georgia supposed to be in a dogfight with a young team in Tennessee. They got out of there 35-32, barely got out alive. If it wouldn't have been for Todd Gurley, had 208 yards, 2 touchdowns, they would have been dubbed. Now, Georgia is Mark Richt's Georgia, like I always tell you. And that old Dunn spray on tan he be rocking. Hey, I'm so glad that Dunn didn't do the ALS challenge, because he would have come up out of there looking like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Do you see that tan he rocking, dog? I don't know who he trying to fool with that Dunn, but he's spraying that joint on before kickoff every week. Let's move on to the next ball game. Now, we got number 11, UCLA. Goes down to the desert to play the number 15 Arizona State Sun Devils. Now, here's the deal. The last 2 seasons, like I said in the preview, this game has been the de facto Pac-12 championship game. Now, everybody was worried about UCLA coming into this game because the first 3 ball games of the year, they won by a combined 18 points. So everybody was doubting them. But I told you that Brett Hundley was going to go to work on these boys. Brett Hundley ended up with 355 and 4 touchdowns. UCLA put up 582 yards of total offense. They had 5 plays of over 80 yards apiece on these boys. And my man Ishmael Adams just went to work on them. He had a 95-yard touchdown on an interception. Then he came back and had a 100-yard kickoff return on these boys. At the end of the game, UCLA went out there and gang tagged these mother. Went out there and put the UCLA on the Sun Devil. Put it on the Sun Devil on these boys. Security ran out trying to get rid of boys. Hey, UCLA put 62 points on these boys, beat them 62-27, and went to the crib. It's your man Jay Graves Report from the JayGravesReport.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter at JayGravesReport so you can holler at your boy.